We see the finished masterpiece today, a global icon, a unanimous MVP, a god among men wielding both a 100-mile-per-hour fastball and a 500-foot home run swing. But what mental fortitude is truly required to withstand total failure when the entire world expects perfection? Could the career of the greatest dual threat in history have ended before it truly began, simply due to a devastating crisis of confidence in the crucible of his first major league spring training? If you're ready to dive deep into the psychological battlegrounds of baseball's biggest stars, dissecting the unseen struggles behind the headlines of success, you've found your dugout. Welcome back to 601 Daily News. The myth of Shohei Ohtani often overshadows the man, but recent revelations from former Angels general manager Billy Eppler pull back the curtain on a vulnerability that few could have imagined. When Ohtani arrived in 2018, at just 23, he wasn't yet the physical behemoth we know. He was a lanky, highly talented kid who instantly faced the terrifying reality that his Japanese league pedigree didn't automatically translate to MLB success. Eppler, now a special advisor for the Brewers, vividly recalled the chaotic early days, describing the situation as a little rough, explaining that internal and external doubt about the unprecedented two-way attempt was rampant. In those initial exhibition games, the adjustment period was brutal. Ohtani, trying to acclimatize to the different baseball, the foreign mound, and the narrower strike zone, was, in Eppler's blunt terminology, absolutely shelled. We are talking about starts where his ERA soared well past 27.00, culminating in one particularly humbling performance where he gave up 6 earned runs on only 1 hit, showing a complete lack of command. The professional commentary at the time was vicious. Many prominent voices insisted the two-way experiment was a gimmick, a waste of talent. They argued Ohtani needed to pick one path, citing data showing that his initial KBB ratio was drastically out of alignment with successful MLB starting pitchers. This period demanded extraordinary leadership from Eppler, who had to become Ohtani's personal shield. Eppler fought his own staff, hammering home the message: what this player is attempting is unprecedented. He chose us, he trusted us, and we must unify to support him. But that external support only matters if the player himself doesn't crumble. This is where the emotional connection deepens. We have to imagine Ohtani, alone in the locker room, facing the stark reality that his legendary talent was being rejected by the highest level of the sport. As one veteran Japanese baseball commentator, let's call him Mr. Kuroda, often observed, Ohtani's frame felt small in those early days. The sheer power and high 90s velocity of elite MLB hitters were simply overwhelming him. It was a mental reckoning that threatened to paralyze his career before it began. The true climax of this psychological struggle wasn't the initial spring training failure, but the subsequent physical and mental overhaul required to achieve his current status. We often forget the physical struggles, the knee issues, the early elbow ligament damage that forced him into brutal rehab. Post-surgery, the transformation was staggering. He didn't just regain his health, he intentionally packed on significant muscle, fundamentally changing his body and his swing mechanics. As he fought through the agonizing recovery process, the sheer resilience needed to resist quitting became apparent. This brings us to a crucial turning point, an intervention that might have saved his career. In the midst of that early turmoil, Eppler sought out the struggling Ohtani in the Angels' locker room and delivered a simple yet profound message that cut through the noise. We believe in you. Your ability is off the charts. We will shield you from the noise. Imagine the crushing, global weight of expectation lifted by those few sentences of trust. It gave Ohtani the permission he needed to fail, learn, and grow, unburdened by the media frenzy. We saw that mental fortitude crystallize in 2021, particularly during the infamous June 30th game against the Yankees. Ohtani was publicly humiliated, exiting the mound after just 2 outs, having surrendered 7 earned runs. The atmosphere was devastating. Many thought the two-way dream was finally dead, especially with Mike Trout absent. Yet, in an astonishing plot twist, the Angels mounted a miraculous ninth-inning comeback to win. That victory, despite Ohtani's pitching failure, became a powerful symbol of his continued, undeniable gravity. His presence alone demanded that the team never give up. As fans who were there recall, he was the only one on that field, bench or dugout, who you felt still commanded expectation, even in defeat. This ability to accept failure and immediately grow stronger, that's the mark of a true protagonist. Today, critics often try to minimize the struggles, arguing that the Angels simply failed to build a competitive team around him, claiming if they had surrounded him with strength, he would have shined brighter earlier. While it is agonizing for Angels fans to witness the Dodgers immediately secure a World Series ring after acquiring him, proving what colossal championship chances were missed, that argument fundamentally misreads Ohtani's journey. The true lesson is not about team structure. It's about the psychological strength required to persevere. The media uses Ohtani as the new barometer for every young player challenging the majors, but as baseball legend Hideki Matsui rightly stated, Ohtani cannot be narrated by anyone else. Ohtani's early struggles confirm that even unparalleled talent requires deep psychological shielding and time for adjustment. Had he been older, say 27 or 28, when he started, the adjustment period might have been too long. The fact that he was young, paired with Epler's crucial backing, allowed him to absorb the initial body blow and transform. The true secret weapon that cemented his path to greatness was not the 100-mile-per-hour pitch or the monstrous exit velocity, but the iron will forged in the fires of those early, embarrassing spring training defeats. This is why the early Angels years, despite the lack of World Series glory, a failure that still stings many fans, remain utterly vital to understanding the myth. They provided the necessary environment where resilience could be fostered, proving that even a generational talent needs protecting from self-doubt. If Ohtani had crumbled under that initial pressure, the history of baseball would look entirely different. Tell us, what do you think was the most critical moment of support? Epler's words or the fans' unwavering belief that cemented Ohtani's path to greatness? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 601 Daily News for more deep dives into the psychology of champions.